Evelyn had always been fascinated by the idea of the mind, its shadows, its secrets, the silent wars waged in the dark corners of the psyche. As a psychology student, she devoured case studies on manipulation, mind control, and the subtle art of psychological torment. But fascination soon twisted into obsession, and obsession pulled her into a place she could never return from. She moved into an old apartment in the city's forgotten district. The landlord had warned her it had a strange past. Tenants who stayed too long either left broken or never left at all. Evelyn dismissed it as superstition. She needed solitude to finish her thesis on the art of psychological dominance. One evening, as rain pounded against the cracked windows, Evelyn discovered an antique mirror hidden behind a dusty sheet in the corner of her room. The frame was ornate, dark wood twisted with carved faces frozen in agony. She found it unsettling, but also mesmerizing. From the first night, she started hearing whispers. At first, it was subtle, barely audible murmurs she blamed on the rain or the creaking pipes. But the whispers grew clearer, speaking words that crawled beneath her skin. Words she didn't understand, yet felt deeply personal. They spoke to her fears, her insecurities, the tiny doubts she'd never voiced aloud. Not enough. Not strong enough. Why hide behind smiles when you can break them? Her reflection seemed to shift, eyes flickering with a malevolent gleam. It was no longer just her image staring back, but something else, something alive, watching, waiting. Evelyn tried to ignore it, but the mirror pulled her deeper into a psychological labyrinth. She found herself standing before it for hours, drawn by the voice that promised power, control, and secrets hidden in the darkest parts of the human mind. One night, the whispers became commands. Look deeper. See who you really are. Trembling, Evelyn stared into the glass. Slowly, her reflection smiled, a cruel, knowing smile that did not match her own. Then, her reflection's lips moved, but Evelyn's did not. "Do you want to be free?" the mirror's Evelyn whispered. A cold shiver ran down her spine. Somehow, she nodded. The reflection's smile widened. "Then you must give me something. Your fear, your pain, your hesitation." Evelyn felt a sudden rush inside her chest, like a black liquid flooding her veins. She staggered backward, clutching her heart. The mirror pulsed with a dark energy she could almost taste. Over the following days, Evelyn noticed changes. She felt sharper, more confident, almost too confident. Her classmates recoiled as her demeanor turned cold, calculating. She could see the flicker of doubt in their eyes as she spoke, twisting their words, planting seeds of paranoia with a single glance. One by one, those around her cracked. Friends turned into enemies. Whispers spread like wildfire. Evelyn watched it unfold with a detached satisfaction, a predator observing its prey. But with every victory, the mirror's whispers grew louder, more demanding. More. Take more. They must break. Evelyn was no longer herself, but a vessel for something far older and darker. Her reflection began to shift, sometimes lagging behind, sometimes moving on its own, always smiling, always hungry. She tried to break free, smashed the mirror with a heavy book, but it didn't shatter. Instead, the cracks crawled like veins, and the whispering voice echoed louder. "You cannot escape me. You invited me in. Terrified, Evelyn fled the apartment, moving in with a friend, but the darkness followed her. She caught glimpses of that cruel smile in every reflective surface, a shop window, a polished spoon, even the dark surface of a computer screen. The voice spoke in her mind, relentless and cruel. Your mind is mine. Evelyn's grasp on reality frayed. She stopped sleeping, stopped eating. Her thesis was forgotten, her once bright future dimmed. Then one night, as she lay awake, the whispers changed tone. Remember who you are. Confused, Evelyn sat up. Her phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. A picture of her apartment, empty, cold, but with the mirror shattered on the floor. Below the photo, a single line. You've already lost. Panic surged. She realized the mirror had never been real. It was never in the apartment. There was no antique mirror. It had been her mind, her fractured psyche, creating the illusion of the mirror and the whispers, the reflection and the darkness. The mirror was a manifestation of her own twisted subconscious, a psychotic break fueled by isolation and obsession. She was trapped. Inside herself, the darkest part of her mind whispering lies, pulling her deeper into madness. The next morning, Evelyn was found, wandering the city streets, speaking to a reflection no one else could see, smiling that cruel, knowing smile. She had become the mirror